Fence line resolutions, because sometimes it takes a good fence to straighten up priorities. I'm Lacey Shippy with The Good Life. It's not often that we're building fence in December. Usually this time of year is reserved for feeding cattle, chopping ice, and avoiding too much of the outdoors for me. If we were fencing, it was fixing fence because cattle had run through it. But it was 40 degrees and the ground isn't froze. So when markets were closed, the husband called up for a little help to put in some new barbed wire fence where it was sagging and looking a little ragged. He'd have to wait, though, until I got back from town because we were out of milk. But once we got back home, I bundled up our youngest and found my other half in the east pasture where he was rebuilding that stretch of fence. The sun was in that beautiful hour when it takes the dead winter grass and just for a little while makes it gold. Our other 3 kids were running wild through fallen cottonwood trees, and they couldn't care less about the work at hand. Without wasting any time, we got right to it. He had the corner already set, so we stepped off and marked where the posts would go, and I volunteered to line them up while he drove them in with the skid steer, because as any self-respecting farm and ranch wife, I prefer not to run any equipment I don't have to. And while I stood there with cold hands pointing left and right, I lined him up. And then I got to thinking about the new year. And resolutions. What goals should we make for ourselves and the family in the new year? I came up with the usual. Spend fewer dollars and save a few more. Worry less, pray more, holler less, hug more. And for Pete's sake, don't let us run out of milk. I got to thinking about the garden, the house, how to improve at my job. Should we buy more cows or just sit back and watch this crazy market with what we have? And why do we save this resolution business for right at tax time anyway? I looked over at our kids, those crazy hooligans, climbing trees and hopping bales without a care in the world. If they fell down, they popped right back up. They heaved each other up on top of bales and were having the time of their lives, knowing that we were right there if anything should happen. They're old enough to understand what a goal is, but too young to get worked up about them when they don't work out right away. And I decided that right there, might be how all of us should be more often. To wake up to a new day with faith that it will be all right, and to be able to ask for help when we need it. Not to sweat and stew on making it work, getting it right, and seeing the results like the grade on a test in December. We should climb our little goals like those cottonwood logs, and handle our hiccups like a gap in the bales, with a little time to think, and then a leap of faith, knowing that if we fall, it's okay to get back up again. So in about 20 fence posts, I made my resolution. Not to lose a few pounds, but to take the kids' lead, and lose a few worries. I looked back down that new fence line, and my goodness, was it straight. It's The Good Life. I'm Lacey Shippy. Email your stories and thoughts about The Good Life to lshippy@ruralradio.com.